Oh, look, the bird.
So long.
What a long neck. Long neck bird.
Look, I can see
That's a giraffe bird.
a giraffe.
Yeah, giraffe bird. Long neck. What is cotton trees? What's the cotton?
I know.
Oh, look.
They put nets.
Trees have stockings. Man, I'm videoing you. Stocking trees.
Now over here on the left, this is the African wild dog, also known as the painted dog. There's some of them under the rocks here. There's one of them over here to the right of the rocks. There he is.
Oh, look.
Now the wild dog is the most prolific hunter in Africa, even more so than the big cats. Can I have you sit down, please? They get that way because they hunt as a pack, which allows them to chase down the prey to the point of exhaustion. Now the African wild dog has been on the endangered list for 20 years now. Now in the back here, that brown animal you see is the sable antelope. The sable antelope is the emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. And you can see this picture on some of our signs. Now those horns curve backwards, which discourages predators like the lion from jumping on the back. They'll also use them as self-defense against predators, as well as for sparring with other antelope. And this structure you see over here on our left is a termite mound. They're made up of soil, saliva, and dung. They get as hard as concrete, so elephants like to use them as a scratching post. When they do, we'll wear them down like the one you see here on the right. An antelope will jump up on there and look out over the savannah and look for predators like the lion in the tall grass. Now animals on the savannah will rely on other species, often learning their alert calls them more than when there's danger in the area. Now over here on the left, these are the Patterson's eland. Now the eland is the tallest antelope in Africa. They can stand up to 6 feet tall at the shoulder. They can actually jump 6 to 8 feet in the air from a standstill.
Whoa, jumpers. Those are big jumpers, Henry.
Which animal?
Now this gray animal you see over here is the white-bearded wildebeest. Wildebeest actually means wild beast in Afrikaans.
On the right.
In Africa, it's known as the gnu, spelled G-N-U, for the vocalizations that it makes for this grazing. They like to sleep in rows, which give it the security of being with other animals, but at the same time, will leave an escape route in case they get attacked by predators. And that small animal you see over there with the stripe is a springbok. Way in the back there. Now the springbok gets its name because it leaps up and down repeatedly in a spring-like fashion when they get scared or excited. They can jump 5 to 6 feet in the air and 13 feet forward. They only get 3 feet tall, so that's a full-grown springbok over there.
Don't run them over.
As small as it is, it can actually achieve speeds of 50 to 60 miles an hour, which makes it one of the 10 fastest land mammals in the world. Now that animal with the big horns you see on top of the hill is the Ankole cattle. Now the Ankole cattle is the only domesticated animal here in the reserve. It's sometimes referred to as Watusi cattle, named after the people that first domesticated it. Now those horns can get to be 4 feet long, and although they look heavy, they're actually hollow. Oh, here we go. Got some giraffes over here on the left.
Oh my god.
Now the giraffe is the tallest animal in the world. They can get 18 to 20 feet tall. A group of giraffes is known as a tower. Now the giraffe we have here in Harambe is known as a Maasai giraffe. It had a regular pattern with the jagged edges in his coat. It's unique to each animal, much like fingerprints are unique to each person. They'll spend the majority of their waking hours browsing. And they only get about 30 minutes on average of sleep a day. They usually sleep standing up, sometimes sitting down, but very rarely will it sleep lying down because that makes it vulnerable to predators. Oh, we got some elephants over here on the right. Now the elephant is a very sociable animal, but it's the females and the young that make up the herd. Males tend to be solitary or form small groups. Now the male will stay with the herd till they're about 13 years old, then they go off on their own. Then over here on the left, we got a mandrill over here underneath the trees.
Oh, a monkey.
Oh, there's another one on top over here. Now the mandrill is the largest monkey in the world. An adult male could get up to 100 pounds.
Stop. Closer you.
Adult males also have those red and blue markings in their face, which gets more pronounced as it gets excited.
Rishi, sit down. Rishi, sit down.
Shut up. Let's smack you.
Now the road curves around to the right here. It's taking us right into elephant territory, which is usually a great spot to see a herd of elephants, except the road that way is closed. So we won't be going into elephant territory.
Break
So I'll have
in.
to take a left here and see what I can find
Break
over
in.
here for you.
Oh, never mind. There's no.
Oh, yeah. This is good time.
Oh, look, a red light.
Now we're coming up with some red clay pits. The red clay pits are a great spot for viewing animals. As a matter of fact, you might see the herd of elephants after all. If you look at the clay, we got some elephant footprints, as well as some tusk marks.